And hello, and welcome back to Wild Beyond the Witchlight, episode 9. So it's been a little while since our last session. Who is feeling brave enough to do a recap?
Could we have a kicking off starty pointy?
I believe that you had just entered hither.
I think I could do it.
I am also capable, but I think feel free.
I mean, whose turn was it?
I did it last week. Oh, I did it last session.
I don't remember.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
So Rich did it last.
Even if it is, someone else's turn for the whimsy, we can always someone else can do the recap. However,
Tell you what, you do it, Joe.
Right.
I'll jump in if I think I can help.
We got into Dether, and it was a little inconvenient because Lucius entered some kind of permanent vegetative state, temporal stasis kind of bullshit, and that's it's not great. It's not great. But as it turned out, Tumblestrom had left us a little present, or should I say, an enormous present, containing a little present. Because we shortly met Messer Fenwick Faru, who himself is a gift, and has been in contact with Lucius somehow, through time being a little bit wibbly-wobbly. And he's, I'd call him twitchy, but we've already seen what real twitchy looks like. So, Fenwick's just a little bit haunted. That's fine. Everyone's a little bit haunted. We'll allow it. So, we set off with Fenwick. We saw a green dragon that turned out to not actually be a green dragon. It was just an illusion. And we set off north through the forest until we got to a cave. And in the cave was a banker or landlord or something financial who had committed all sorts of, financial improprieties during his life and hurt a lot of people. And your man had been cursed by Blightstraw the hag. I think Blightstraw?
Yeah.
Or Scab of the Nightshade. Nightshade. Bavlorna Blightstraw was in hither.
Yes. Yeah.
This one's Scab of the Nightshade, the one he's... Yeah. And so the others went in. I think Frey got a new hammer. Is that right? Fenwick got some kind of instrument, I believe. And Tommy got a little bit of chaos, because that's what I really like. So... in order to pervert the course of this, some might call it justice, but just imposition of power on another person, Tommy created a series of golden servants to each wish for another version of themselves, who could then wish for another version, etc., etc., etc. And didn't actually end up walking away with anything except smugness, which honestly is a win for him. Then we travelled onwards up through the river. We came across a little dancing grove of mushroom people. And they were delightful. We all joined in with it. Even Freya got a lot more down to clown than she normally is. So,
and we'll never speak of this again.
Sure. We'll never speak of it again.
Freya gets out a nice shiny new golden hammer. We will never speak of it again.
I get out a little sketchbook. We'll never speak of it again. So we all tried to join in. Freya got a bump to her wisdom score, I believe. And Tommy got access to a little something, which I'm looking forward to rolling out at some point. Then we travelled onwards, came across some massive fucking footprints that I don't think belonged to the tree, did they? There was something else.
Yeah, something else.
So yeah, we traveled along. Jesus. Oh, till we got to we found this big fucking tree with a load of kids in a tree house on top of it, I think.
Correct.
And I believe once we've been introduced, that was where we finished.
Yes, yeah, and we'll be sort of leaping back to the beginning in the treehouse. So, before I make you roll the dice to determine today's whimsy, just a clarification on the question that you asked the DM in a couple of sessions ago regarding how do we get Lucius back. So, I was kind of given the power of
Thanks.
yeah, given the power of it, I was unsatisfied with the answer that I'd given you. So I'm going to now clarify it. So you need to retrieve Lucius's ring, use it on the mirror, and then complete the gauntlet. Please note this gauntlet is currently deadly. However, Tumblestrum is working on a way to mitigate the lethality.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Well, that sounds delightful.
Cool. And now if you can roll it.
I think it's Ryan's turn. Because I think we were going Rich, Ryan, me. I was the last one of the three.
If you wish to pass the dice rolling responsibility on to Ryan, then
Sure.
Ryan, roll away.
I believe that's correct. We can...
Remind me what the roll is meant to be.
So it's a D8.
A D8.
Yes.
1.
Oh, you have a very limited pool with which to choose.
Sad face.
So, your choices are the Lovers and the Hermit.
One of those is a lot more on brand for her than the others. Let's just have a look at Tumblestrom Whimsy, and so we've not had either of them yet.
No.
Passion, Connection and Intensity, or Reflection, Study and Loneliness. I think we're going the Hermit.
Okay, so you all immediately gain the benefits of a long rest.
Shitbags. Nice.
However, a miniature dark storm cloud appears over your heads. So you are now unable to take the help action. Taking an unplanned action will consume bonus and reaction. What did I mean by that? Taking an unplanned action.
An unplanned action.
So, like, if something says you must use your action to blank.
Yeah, so if it's something that you've not thought about, so if you're having to do something spontaneously, so if it's not something that you can take a moment to think about, it will consume your bonus and reaction as well. So if you the way that this will work is if you see something off in the distance and you go, right, okay, well we're now going to move and attack it, then that's fine, you've planned. Whereas if you get surprised, any surprised action will now consume. If it's not something you've been able to take a moment to think about.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Just about, yeah.
Cool.
I think we had just had a long rest, then, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is worth noting down because your primary coins you can then spend to pick any of the ones that you've already unlocked.
Oh, so we could at any point use a coin to...
Yes.
We get a long rest, but then we'd also have this penalty.
Yes.
How do we get the coins again? Is that in place of inspiration?
Correct. Yes.
Cool.
I believe I'm out of coins.
We
I
burnt
am
them all on the deck
on the
of.
deck of many things.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I'm sure you'll be able to earn them back. So before the primary scene begins,
Another point of admin, actually.
yeah.
Are we all supposed to be level 5?
Yeah, I think so.
Because
Yeah.
the
Oh, Foundry hasn't
Foundry
imported them.
hasn't.
No,
Yeah.
best use D&D Beyond at the moment.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, because you should be 1. You got 2.
Yeah, Freya's still level 4 on Foundry, but
Yeah, that's what
level
was
5 on Beyond.
Yeah.
I don't remember how you got the 5th level.
Did we literally just get it for?
Yeah, because you got 1 for entering, another 1 for entering the 2nd place, surviving that. Should be on 4, I think.
We were level 4 at the start of when we entered this. We did level 2. We
Yes.
did level 2, and then pretty much jumped straight to level 4 because we did 2 levels worth of stuff in a single session.
Yes.
Or a
So-
single
so
rest, anyway.
Yeah, so I would have thought you.
We were level 4, and you told us to level up.
Yeah.
I will double check that, but yeah, if you're at level 5, then that is what you're at. So I've just got to remind myself how you get in that last level. So you're currently in the tree house, but you notice that time appears to have temporarily slowed all the way down, and then your nostrils are greeted with the unpleasant smell of sulfur, and a smallish circular portal opens up, sort of about shoulder height, but a good 10 feet away from Tommy. And you can just about make through a hellish landscape on the other side.
Am I still in bullet time?
So you guys can all move normally. And through that, a small imp flies through.
So I presume this will consume my bonus action and reaction to do. But I just immediately throw a psychic knife at it. No! No! No!
Okay. Do you want to roll the attack?
I do. Let me just double check. That is not correct. Oh, it's because you used dagger +1 instead of psychic blades. That should actually be 1d6 plus 4 plus 2. 10 psychic damage.
The imp drops dead.
Oh, that was a close.
It immediately begins to burn up and disappear. However, in the small pile of ash, there is a sealed envelope that is marked for the attention of Tommy.
Is this an infernal, like an official infernal thing?
Correct. Yes.
It won't be marked to Tommy.
You are indeed correct. I do apologise.
Tommy sort of dives on it and tries to snatch it up.
Sure.
But I don't know how you would rule, like, me trying to get it before anyone else sees it.
Well, I would say, given
Our
that
perception
you've used,
versus your sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Oh no,
well-
you've used your action, bonus, and reaction.
so anyone else. So you both see. Sorry, everyone. The three of you see this, but it's up to you if you want to interact with it.
What name
You will
does it
have-
say?
Yep, very good question.
It will
One
say Prospero Caliban, Scion of the Ninth Circle.
Thank you. I did not have that to hand.
Can I use Mage Hand to pick it up?
You can certainly try. Yeah, cool. So, as the mage hand reaches out and tries to touch the envelope, it is then nullified the moment it makes contact with the envelope. Freya, is there anything you would like to do? Okay.
No,
Tommy.
Freya just looks at it, sees that the name is not one she knows, and is just like,
Okay. Tommy, you are then able to leap up and grab it.
Yeah. Try and combust it.
Interesting.
Not gonna work.
No. No. Not in its... Yeah. So the moment you try to combust it, the spell is nullified.
That's fair.
However...
Yeah, carry on.
So, as you do grab it, though, time then starts to speed back up. You've all probably... Well, Freya and Fenwick have got 2 actions left, so you've got 12 seconds. Tommy, you've got a single action before time resumes.
Can I try and huck it back through the portal?
Yeah, go on then. Cool. Can I have a dex? Yeah, just be a...
Just raw dex?
Yeah. Oh, that is private. Oh, no.
Let me just double check whether I can do.
What did you roll out of curiosity?
Oh, can you not see that?
No, it's been rolled privately.
Change that.
if you right click on it, you can show to. Oh, I can see it.
I just need to double check something with Cyborgs and Knack. Is it an ability check using a skill or tool? Yeah, I don't make it.
Okay, so your aim unfortunately is off. You're just slightly too slow, and it grazes the portal as it snaps shut. A portion of the letter is returned, probably about 3/4 of the envelope and contents inside is now left on the floor. As the children start to regain their regular movements. So the leader of the gang, who had introduced himself as Will, greets you once again, and he goes, "Welcome, adventurers, to our hideout and refuge." Refuge, yeah. This is a safe haven for those who have escaped the clutches of that cursed hag. What, may I ask, are you three doing in our neck of the woods?
Thought we might kill some hags.
Can I have a very easy insight check?
I'll take an insight check.
Yep.
Oh, now I roll well.
I only rolled a 6, so that's a 15.
So yeah, anyone who got above 10. So Will is incredibly pleased to hear this. His eyes light up, and he's like,
I white straw.
Why, yes. She is beyond the pool, hiding in Loom Lurch.
Right.
If your intentions truly are to enter, then I feel that our interests are aligned.
Well, she's got something of mine, so I'm gonna go, and either she's gonna give it to me or I'm gonna break her fucking fingers to get it back.
Has she stolen someone you're related to, or?
No.
Well, there are still many children trapped there. I will happily show you the way. If you'd be willing to free the slaves that are imprisoned there.
Yeah, like, I think we covered this last time, but when Tommy hears that there are people imprisoned there, he does...
Yeah.
Even though he's very distracted by this letter, he's like, yeah, we got him out. How many people?
I'm not sure on the exact number. Could be 6, 8. It depends. I haven't managed to get back in, so she may have not recruited, captured more people since then.
Can I make a point of order?
Yeah.
This letter, would it have been written in Infernal?
Yes.
Do you guys read Infernal?
No.
Because if not, it'll look like that.
I of course speak Infernal. Can I get a translation, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
I'm literally in Discord now. I can see your face.
yeah. So you can't actually see. You can see that there is a letter inside, but it's still contained within the envelope. So it is only
the actual the address envelope you can see.
Yes. So none of the other children seem to have noticed it. Cool. So right. Why? So you're here to retrieve something that's been stolen from you. Have you all lost? Have you all had things stolen from you by this hag?
I'll buy this one.
A different hag.
Benwick, you missing something?
Am I missing something?
Benwick.
No, I appear to have gained something, and I would
Right.
very
So
much like
what-
to get rid of it.
What you're missing is peace and quiet.
Oh yes.
Gotcha.
I've been rightfully informed that Lucius is also missing something.
Has he just told you that he's missing something?
No. One of the many topics that he converses with me on.
Can you hear him right now?
This Lucius, is he in the room with us right now?
This very second, I know if I concentrate, I could hear him in but a mere moment. Sometimes it is like talking to someone next to you. Other times, he's a little bit further away, but he's just around the corner.
Is your friend okay?
I hear the spirit realm, and they are very chatty today.
I see. Okay. Well, I'm not sure that the witch will provide you some. The hag, sorry, will provide you with some peace and quiet, but you're
Death
of course.
will.
So how'd you lot come to be here?
We were all slaves to the hag, but I formed a rebellion, and I've managed to free as many of us as we possibly can, but many still remain trapped.
Before that?
Yeah, sorry, but before that, did you say?
Aye.
Well, I
You
forget
get
now. I'll be honest, it's a little bit hazy. I remember working in the mines, in the factory, and then suddenly I was starting a rebellion. It's weird. Whenever I try to think back to who I was before, I get these awful headaches right between the eyes, and I can't seem to remember anything.
I turn to the magic buds and say, "Was there been some kind of brain scrambling going on there?"
And it's the same kind of thing as when we feel like we've done something really well, and we start feeling like that surge of good fortune, and then all of a sudden it disappears with the pain in between the eyes.
Yeah.
Feels like that, right?
Does it feel really hot behind your eyes?
Yes. It was as if I was in a daze. Everything's blurry, but then yes, it feels like something wonderful has happened. And that's when I was able to distract the guards and escape with some of the children here. If you're looking for details, we should stop by the Wayward Pool. There is a friend that I would like you all to meet. She might be able to fill you in on some more of the details. There's just one problem. You can't get there looking like that. And at which point he pulls out the most pantomime-looking unicorn, like two-piece costume. He's like, this will hold myself and one other. The rest of you are gonna have to dress up as a unicorn. Have you got anything on you?
I've got a disguise kit.
Oh, perfect.
Do you want
Yes. Yep. Does that have its own
Sorry,
independent
2 seconds. I
roll?
just need to close the window because someone is revving like an idiot out here.
Like an obulon.
Oh. That is a beautiful roll.
29.
So,
Let's shut out the boy races lawnmower.
so yeah, with a nat 20 plus your roll, I mean, yeah, if you get up really close, you're not quite the right physical size. However, if you're stood still, no one will be able to tell you apart from an actual unicorn, which is somehow magically impressive. That is great. We hadn't thought of that.
Walking in the theater.
Yeah, I mean ours is rubbish by comparison.
You want me to do anybody else?
Well, so you'll do you. I've got one. One can be the hind quarter back here, and then yeah, if you can sort something for your.
Who's going on with the kid? I'm gonna do the other.
I have no preference.
I'll get in. I'll get in the horse with him.
Wonderful. No offense to your friend, but I would. Oh wow, that is also a very good roll.
Remember, you get a 23.
So, yeah, you two look considerably more convincing than the kid's makeshift pantomime costume.
Yeah, I'm sort of like putting out like little vials of glitter that is like slightly fey glitter that, you know, hovers in the air around you when you put it on. It doesn't just sit in the air.
So, they will. They lead you out the treehouse and towards the woods. But they seem to know a path. After about 5 minutes, there's kind of like mist, and then so Frey, you probably don't realize this until you've actually entered it because you can't see very well. But the other two, you're approaching kind of a massive lake, but it's quite shallow, and you step into it. And the mist seems to part as you cross it. And I will move us to here.
How long does it take us to get there?
You're looking at 10 minutes.
Okay.
So.
I am going to, at some point, just like shin up a tree and be like bouncing across the boughs. And then I'll find if there's, you know, like a hollow in a tree, like where an owl would live or something would lay its net, like a crow would live. I'm just gonna badly scrawl "return to sender" on the letter and stick it in the hole.
Very well. Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Not known at this address. Return to sender. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna make a note of that. Interesting. Cool. Yeah. You easily find a nesting location.
Sweet.
And you. So. You manage to cross the lake, and there is a unicorn that watches you as you approach. So, let me read the basic text. So, mist drifts over the surface of a small lake. Forested crags line the shore on one side of the lake, and mossy rocks protrude from the shallows. Near the center of the lake is a rocky islet. Welcome, travelers, says the unicorn. My name is Lamora. Will, why have you brought these people here? They have the strength to do what needs to be done. They are here to help free the children from the hag. So,
quick question out of character.
Yeah.
Was it a unicorn horn that we needed?
Correct.
Okay.
What did we need the unicorn? That was to actually free whoever we needed.
Yeah, so the DM question is, you will need to find the palace. Why have I immediately forgotten what it's called? You'll need to find a certain location, and you'll need to find. Okay. Yeah, and you will need the unicorn, and you will need to find the cauldron within the palace, if I remember the exact phrasing.
So it's specifically the horn of the unicorn.
Yes. So you need to find the Palace of Heart's Desire. Location you need. Adventurers. Is Will telling the truth? Have you come to these lands to free the children?
Yeah. Now that we're here, yeah.
I see. I sensed you were here for another purpose.
No, I'm going to free those kids with extreme prejudice.
Ah. Would you like to hear the tale of this place?
Look at the others. Yeah, go on then.
The one of the back legs of the horse costume, just stamps.
Sorry, apologies. At this point, as now that you're talking to the unicorn, Will has taken off
Oh,
the
okay.
unicorn costume.
All right, so I have to be in disguise, and I can actually talk
Yes.
rather than pretending to be
Yes.
the butt.
Correct. Yes.
Praise Bible jokes.
You might infer
Don't be a
from the
horse's
way
ass, Joseph.
you might infer from the way the mist parted that the mist was
Unicorn costume to get through the mist.
yes. So as the entire realm of Prismere once belonged to an archfey called Zilbina, but she has been usurped by her stepsisters, Scabatha Nightshade, Bavlorna, Blightstraw, and Endelyn Moongrave. Zilbina could be deceitful at times. However, her magic has kept Prismere safe and isolated. That situation has ended when the Hags of the Hourglass Coven captured my mate, Illidian. They have stolen his horn and used its magic to imprison Zilbina in her stronghold, the Palace of Heart's Desire. I can sense that my mate is still alive, although he is missing his horn. If you're able to free him as well, I would be incredibly grateful.
This palace as well and all.
Sorry, say again?
And he's in this palace as well and all.
I'm afraid I do not know the answer to that question. I know that he is within these lands somewhere and that he is alive, but where, I do not know. Nor do I know the location of his horn. But you will need that to free Zilbina. I beg of you, please free this place from the hags and their denizens that have now taken root upon this place. I will warn you that that this area is this area, as in Tither, is guarded by a basilisk. I would urge extreme caution. I am unsure if it roams beyond this land, but you should. What did I say it was? Basilisk.
Basilisk, yeah.
Yep. No, I'm going to retcon that because that's not what's guarding the place. Apologies, I misspoke. Not a basilisk. It is a Jabberwock.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son with teeth that bite and claws that snatch.
Yes, I see you have heard of it. You may well have even seen its footprints upon our land.
I was wondering if that's what it was.
Yes. Now you know the tale of this place.
Isn't there some great weapon that can really hurt it?
Stabbing.
I believe stabbing it would indeed hurt it, yes. But
There isn't a specific weapon that we can get that it's especially vulnerable to.
One moment while I ponder upon your request.
Something that goes snicker snack.
No, that's a chocolate bar. It's got peanuts and stuff in it. It was never a vorpal sword you used to kill a Jabberwock. That was a sort of metaphorical play on words. It was a Snickers snack. It's allergic to peanuts. You kill it with anaphylaxis.
I am unaware of any weaknesses that it holds, although you should avoid catching its sight, for it can be relentless in its hunting of you.
Could I roll a nature check to see if I know anything about?
You certainly can, yes.
Oh, please only take into account the first of those two. Which is fortunate. Natural 20.
Yes, you have indeed heard of Jabberwock.
I think I played a Jabberwock in a little play in the carnival when I was young. It was like the Tiny Tots Theatre Troupe, TTTT, but then it's not alliterative because you know.
So the Jabberwock is a huge dragon of a creature. While their alignment varies, they tend to towards chaotic evil. They have the ability to regenerate, and they're incredibly persistent in their hunting of a creature. So it does indeed have vulnerability to slashing from a Vorpal sword. It is immune to poison, and cannot be charmed, frightened, or poisoned.
Right. Okay then.
It's incredibly strong, and
So basically, just avoid fighting it.
yeah, but it's a relatively stupid creature. It errs more towards like primal urges,
Sure.
animal instincts. That's the one. Cool. So, is there? That is the story of this place. Do you have any questions for me, adventurers?
Yeah, any idea where that Vorpal sword might be?
I am afraid I do not know. This was once a land of peace. To my knowledge, there are no weapons in this place. Well, no areas that created weapons, but much has changed since the hags took residence.
No, like roving bands of what you call them. Trying to remember the Jabberwock now.
Yeah, I also cannot remember the.
Yeah.
All I remember is Snicker Snack. And that's been ruined for me now, thank you, Joe.
Because in the slithy toes did Goyer and Gimble in the wabe, while Mimsy were the Varagos and the Moanraths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite and claws that catch. And my monitor's gone off. Give me a second.
Oh yeah, that's a very
Beware
famous
the
line.
Jub Bird and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his Vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. He rested by the Tumtum tree and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes of flame came whiffling through the tulgey wood and burble as it came. 1-2, and through, the Vorpal blade went snicker snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. O frabjous jay, Calloo, Calais, he chortled in his joy. I'm guessing that's what I got in the natural 20.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Right.
Are there any more questions for me?
For the unicorn, I don't know. Not that I can think of as a player.
It's fine.
So, if we want to come back and speak to you again, we need to dress up as a unicorn again.
Yes, I have guarded this place from those who might do me harm. Simply, yes, only those who appear as a unicorn may enter this place.
Right, okay.
She once again eyes the pantomime costume. She goes, unfortunately the spell wasn't clever enough to determine between actual unicorns and anything that even vaguely resembles
As a unicorn, sure.
Yes. Well, in that case, adventurers, and can I have you? What are people's passive perceptions?
Can I bid you for passive investigation instead?
It will be passive perception.
That's entirely fair. Well,
15,
19.
19. Okay, so Freya, you notice that there is a small hooded orc that is sneaking up upon the unicorn that has not been seen by anybody else. So I will. Can I have you all roll initiative, please? And one moment, I'm just attempting to find. I do have battle music somewhere.
Bum 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 ba bum bum bum.
That is annoying. Oh, there we go. Well, that's not playing as much as I would like. Oh. There we go. Right. So, yeah, there is a orc assassin that is sneaking up.
I mean, I had no way of knowing this orc's intentions until you said assassin, so you're giving the game away here.
I have. Well,
And he's assassin people. He's the going along and he's assassin people.
So that's what he looks like. Just in case you weren't sure of his intentions.
He just likes sharp hugs.
Does
yes.
that pass for a unicorn disguise these days?
No, he has. It's not shown in this picture, but he has attached a wooden horn to the top of his head with a headband.
You see, this is where you gotta kind of be a little more security conscious.
Freya, what was your initiative roll?
15.
15. Okay, so you are not surprised by this guy, so you can go first.
How far away is he?
Pretty close, because you're not. Okay. I'd argue that actually you guys are slightly closer, because you wouldn't be talking to someone that's like 45 feet away. That's just rude, to be honest. So.
Yeah, 15 feet is like a respectable distance. But...
Yeah. So yeah, no one else has spotted this guy yet. I'm not even going to make you roll a perception check. It's real obvious what his intentions are.
Okay. How... Mike, the game is paused.
You're right. I do apologise. God damn, I'm rusty at this.
I would like to reach out and touch him, please.
That you absolutely can do.
Now, I know I can't give the help action. Can my owl give the help action?
The owl may only help you. It may not help anyone else.
Sure thing. In that case, I am going to reach out and touch him. With advantage.
Lovely.
Reach out. Talk to someone.
I have lost one of the dice. So that's almost certainly going to hit. That's a natural 20.
Well, roll for damage.
Okay. That's 10d10.
Oh dear.
As I cast Inflict Wounds at 3rd level.
That's a lot of
71.
fucking ends.
71 points of necrotic damage.
So you reach out and you give him the lightest of touches, and he
I just go, stop.
he backs up, and he has just enough time to say, "You barely touched me." At which point, just the necrotic damage just consumes across his hand and spreads across his entire body, and melts him into the pool. And he's dead. Like, you did double his hit points. He's gone.
Even without the crit, there was a pretty good chance for the number of 10-year-old there that he was gone.
Yeah. So I'm gonna swap back to the nice peaceful music because that was a very short-lived battle. Oh, so
I wasn't surprised, and I critted.
yeah.
Oh, is that why
Yes.
you rolled 10? I couldn't figure out how
Yeah.
you got the 10.
Yeah. I
You
cast
get
it.
10 for first level spell,
Yeah.
plus 1 for each.
Yeah, I got the 5.
Yeah, and he rolled a nat 20, so
Right.
Yeah, I sort of, cool as a cucumber, turned to Femba again. Yeah, she does that sometimes. One time she melted a bunny and pulled his spine out.
Fatality.
uh,
Are you familiar with Acton Longscarf? Is he one of your...
are you talking to the unicorn?
I'm talking to Fenwick.
Oh, Fenwick, sorry. Yeah.
Afraid not, sir.
Fair enough, never mind.
I know all about him, of course, but
Yeah.
not had the pleasure.
No, and you won't again.
So, Lamorna turns around, like she jumps back a little bit. She's startled, but she catches it in her eye the fact that you've just whizzed across and melted this guy. She's like, thank you, adventurers. That is. So all that is left is his cloak and the wooden horn that is now just floating at the top of the water. He's like, I see I may need to make some modifications to the protective ring that I have going.
Freya just picks up the wooden horn and then just looks at the unicorn and nods. Well, she's also going to pick up the cloak.
I was wondering if you're going to do that. So, as you pick it up, it clinks slightly, and in one of the pockets is it is holding a see-through liquid that sort of just glimmers if you can catch the light correctly.
Is it in any kind of bottle, or...?
Yeah, sorry, it's in it's in a glass bottle that's been corked up, and there's a tag around it that says a getaway potion. And he's also got a couple of daggers on him as well.
Debs.
Okay, I'm not going to throw these to you. You can come and take them.
Yeah, I'll come over there and grab the daggers.
In the other pocket, you will find a couple of gold coins and an interesting-looking trinket, which is going to be. Let me look on that table. Do, 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 do. Trinkets. So that is going to be it's going to be a wind-up a tin soldier. So
Very
if you
big.
wind it up and then it starts to walk across.
Daggers, just non-magical daggers.
Yeah, non-magical daggers. Although,
Fenwick,
You
do you want
will
this
know-
toy soldier? You seem a bit wound up.
so you will notice that on the is it the hilt, the point where you hold it?
Yeah.
You notice that it has engraved the name Zarak.
Zarak.
Correct.
Zarak.
Yes, indeedy. And for flavor text, the last thing that you find in his pockets is a small business card that on it is imprinted the words Zarak Assassination Services. No fee is too much.
Nice. I think he was a pretty shit assassin. Not to speak ill of the extremely dead, but
Yeah, I love the fact that you've murked every single thing that's come across here.
start doubling things hit points, and it won't make a difference anyway because of Freya's crits.
Yeah.
I was going to
Honestly,
say,
I'm okay with this being the brand for her. I'm happy for it to continue.
and Fenwick, much like Lucius, failed to get a single action in on.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone did because... Yeah.
First turn of the first round.
Yeah, and I'm very sorry that I've cock-blocked you again, Rich. God, it's like the group that I play with on a Friday most of the time. One of the players, his characters keep on dying in the sort of the off game that we do, and it's always when I'm available. It's always when I'm there that his characters die. So it kind of seems on brand that if I'm there, he needs to start rolling up a new character. I don't want to be known as that kind of guy.
Petition start calling stopping someone from using their warlock powers lock blocking.
Just need to take a very quick break. Sorry, and then we will continue.
We need to go a very quick vote. They approve. Oops.
Yeah, that... That was a fun crit.
Was that a third level spell slot?
Yeah.
Fair. So you can do that again today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just need to crit. Did one of the Tumblestrum ones give us like automatic crits or something?
There was certainly roll everything with advantage or something.
Wild Surge. Oh, it was the Wild Surges. One of the Wild Surges
Yeah.
caused things to go really weird.
Welcome back, Michael. Cool.
Michael is still muted.
There we go. Right. Hello, I am back. There's a chance I might have to leap up again in a moment, but for now we will continue our story. Lamorna, once again, thanks you for your just brutally swift dispatch. Yeah.
So in terms of the loot, how much money was it?
I'm going to say it's 3 gold pieces.
All right, I'll flick a gold peach to each of the other two.
Sweet.
Cool. Ah, thank you, my man.
And I'll ask if either of you want the escape potion.
Can you identify what it does?
I suppose I'm gonna say the unicorn can because they're crazy powerful.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
I can cast identify as a ritual.
Yeah.
Ah, then
Give me 11 minutes. Or if the unicorn
Alright.
can tell me immediately, then I'll take that.
um, oh,
Is it like what, a potion of expeditious retreat or something?
it is a potion of invisibility.
I've already got a potion of visibility, actually.
So do I, although mine's a cupcake, I believe.
Same.
Yeah, this is an actual potion.
Fenwick?
Sure.
Fenwick, here you go.
Now we all have potions of invisibility.
So,
Possibly he should have used that before this.
Yeah.
well, I believe that may well have been his escape plan. He was able to catch me unawares, but appears
You heard
not.
of this Zarek bloke?
I not that no.
Wasn't that a little fun diversion?
Yes.
We gonna try and find out this
If you continue on the way that you have come, you will reach Loomlurch, the lair in which Granny Nightshade has built. If you guys are ready to continue,
yeah.
normally I'd offer you a short rest, but
We have no need of one.
you've barely broken a sweat. So
I've used a spell slot and I can't get that back on a short rest.
Mm.
So, what we will do is we will. Oh no, my music. One moment. Not sure why all of my music has disappeared. That is annoying.
I was thinking about the potion you just gave me. Does this mean that in your possession you have got like a squished cupcake somewhere in your?
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, it's tempting to give you the
I
cupcake
prefer
instead.
the potion.
It's super tempting to give you the cupcake.
What? They don't go bad, you know that. It's fey magic.
Squished, maybe?
It's a bit squished, but
Just means it goes down in one bite.
So, oh, you guys don't have people on the map.
no.
You do not. So, let me
Ooh.
just.
Long.
And so,
I'm gonna I'm gonna tell at some point on this walk over and tell the others, say, you know what I'm gonna do? If there's no other objections, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna hex her, and I'm gonna summon a load of Vikings to fucking kill her. We good?
Did you not need to keep her alive in order to satisfy the first hag's requirement? I mean, I'm not against murder, of course, but I
Did
didn't
we
know if
keep
there was
her?
an order. Because didn't she want you to steal something from her, not kill her sister?
If she didn't want us to kill her, she should have said.
Fair.
cool. So, I will read you the standard text first, and then so the forest is at its darkest here. Up ahead, a colossal dead oak lies on its side. 3 living trees grow naturally out of its fallen remains. Their shapes resemble towers with candlelit windows twinkling in the gloom and wooden balconies encircling gnarled branches. On one side of the fallen tree, firelight spills from a pair of quaint storefront windows, illuminating a clearing filled with merchant stalls, which, if I just double check, is going to be that should be
I'm using that. So for the next 5 hours, we can communicate telepathically.
Excellent. So the stools. If I just bring up the digital one. Next up.
Do you also include my owl in that?
A number of creatures up to my proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
So I can do us 3.
Okay.
But could it speak a language?
Oh, a number of creatures up to my proficiency bonus can communicate with me. So
we can't communicate with each other.
Yeah. So me. But do we want to include the boy?
The boy will wait here, and says, "If you can, I dare not approach any further, as she will do unspeakable things to me if she catches me. I will wait here and guide children to safety."
Gotcha.
And how do I signal on a map?
Click and hold. Press X and then click.
There we go. Perfect. So, Goblin Market is.
We shall not look at goblin men, we shall not eat their fruits, for who knows upon what soil they fed their thirsty, hungry roots.
So, in that sort of direction.
Okay.
You want me to go sneak ahead a bit quietly? Scared out the place?
Yeah, there's a goblin market.
Yeah.
So-
So.
Is it like a dessert? Does it look dessert, or does it look like hustling?
No. You can hear hustling, bustling. There's an unnatural darkness that seems to limit your field of view, but you can see up ahead. You can hear up ahead a market of some description just across. So the bridges themselves are they're kind of tree roots that have grown across the river, with the fallen oak being off to the left hand side in that direction. I think I might have can you guys? Yeah, you can just about make out the actual oak. Excellent.
Can we roll stealth checks to move stealthily?
You absolutely can.
I'm going to roll a stealth check, move stealthily.
I'm just going to see if I've got pass that trace or anything. I do not. It's been a while since I've looked at my character.
Will a 17 be a failure?
A 17's going to be incredibly quiet.
I can roll a d6 from Cyballs to Knack if.
So.
Nat 20! For a total of 21.
A 17 is incredibly stealthy. It depends what you plan on doing. If you're for a recon mission, you get that could well be sufficient. However, if you're venturing to steal something or something like that, where you're getting close to people.
20.
20. Okay, cool. Well, all of you are incredibly silent. You're able to find. You seem to just have a knack for finding large enough roots to hide behind. So at this point, I will describe what you've got going on here. So this is indeed a goblin market. So 3 stalls are selling candy. They're situated within the clearing that you're just approaching upon. They are lit by windows that have been carved into the giant oak to your left. 2 goblins are working in each stall, and the whole enterprise is watched closely by a goblin with a toffee apple head who appears to be muttering quietly to himself. Do we have a picture of him, I hear you ask? Why, yes. Yes, we do. That's not him. Oh, that's the wrong. Nope. Nope. Oh, what have I called it? There we go. If I click that one, there we go.
So is that head living toffee apple or is that a helmet?
That is living toffee apple.
Horrifying.
Don't like that at all.
No.
Imagine the flies. Gonna put him out of his misery.
I'm just
So-
imagining the sticky consistency of that flesh.
Also, like old apples when they get spongy.
Ooh.
See,
Um,
None of this is good.
when I was planning all this, I was like, "Oh, isn't that wonderfully whimsical?" And I'm looked at it and I go, "Oh, actually, yeah, no, that's really horrifying." Now that you guys have pointed out some really obvious things about it, so
as it rots and starts to ferment, he's just gonna be like permanently drunk. And not the fun buzz level, but it's going to get worse and worse until he is unable to function in modern society.
Yeah.
so just before you go up too much further, so if you were to enter this area,
Yeah.
there's nowhere really to hide.
Yeah. Hence, going back behind.
Yes, yeah. So the guard, who I should really put a token on. Okay, so I for some reason have not created a token. So I've put that it's Zarek, but it's not. That's just the guards, the foreman of the stalls, I guess, is kind of stood there, sort of watching over, but he has not spotted you. So.
I will say over the telepathic link. You want to try and put pay to the guard before we go any further? You can do it quiet, like.
So, yeah, so you got the guard, and then there are 2 goblins in each stall, which
What are they selling?
they're selling candy. So
Where are you, fam?
you wouldn't be able to see from behind, but I am ruling that from when you first came in, you can catch a couple of the stalls, and they are selling jelly worms, and I mean that literally.
Crawling, wiggling jelly worms.
Yep. So there is. You've got. You can also see that there's a beetle lolly. So it is a. You know how you sometimes get like the scorpion lollies and stuff like that. It's that, but a beetle. And there's. And then there's. What you can just catch the title of something called Slug Mellows.
Completely cursed. I'll see what the others say in response to. Do you want to put to the guard to the sword before we get much further?
As tempting as that is, if we can get past sneakily, let's leave them be.
All right then, let's go.
Okay.
And can you see like through the back of the stall, or is that like solid?
So you can't see through it, but it is it's a tent canvas, so you could sneak under it, but
Why the risk?
if that was something you were interested in doing. So yeah, you're very much scouting the outside of the layer now. Aha. So so this clearing up here, if I switch back.
Where are you?
So, to one side of the giant toppled tree is a grove of bearded willows. On the bank of a murky woodland pond, a patch of tilled earth spreads beneath their boughs. The caps of several red toadstools are just beginning to emerge from the loam.
Is this similar to the other circles that we saw?
No, these are different. Yeah,
Do
they
they
are.
look like poisonous toadstools kind of thing?
They are bright red. Yeah, they're bright red.
Bright red, white spot,
Yeah.
like agaric kind of toadstool mushrooms.
Yeah, so you're welcome to make a nature check if you wish, but I'm also happy to allow you to use your gut on this one.
14. I don't think I want to be touching them, basically.
So you're unable to identify what kind of mushroom they are, but with So am I adding +4 to the 14 that you've already rolled, or is that no? That's
The
done it
roll
already.
includes the.
Cool. So yeah, neither of you are able to identify the exact type of mushroom. Fenwick, bright red. You do not know of any bright red mushroom that is safe to eat. It may well be used for other things. You know of a couple that could be used in poisons. There was also a mad wizard who swore by them, and he ate one a day. But he then died later of a completely unrelated poisoning.
I think we try and sneak around the outside of the circle.
Mm.
Don't want to disturb it too much.
There's. You stepped right into it. That's.
Sit right into what the.
Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if those were
I thought it
purely
was
decoration.
these
or...
were the mushrooms, right?
Yeah.
yeah, but whether the roots were also something that could. animate.
So the light brown circle, that's the sort of tilled soil. So they're clearly, yeah. But without even rolling, these are clearly being grown for a purpose. Like they're out of keeping with everything else. These are just roots from the fallen oak, similar to ones that have formed the bridge that you first crossed.
All right, so I think it's fine to sneak amongst the roots.
Can we have a peer? Is it like a keyhole or like a window in the door?
Yeah. So you can definitely peer through. I assume that you're being as stealthy as ever. I'm not going to make you re-roll because
I would like to roll perception, see if I can figure out what's going on in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
27.
Okay, so so you can hear the gentle snores of a reptilian creature. That's because that has different meaning in this game. You hear the gentle snores of a small draconic creature. So I'll just describe the inside as well. So it's a kitchen that you can see. This squalid kitchen is carved out of the trunk of the fallen oak. A large clay oven sits in the middle of the room, surrounded by crowded shelves laden with forest fungi. Jars of pickled grubs and animal skulls, along with mouldy cookbooks. Sticky sweet vapors emerge from a cauldron that rests atop the oven. A young human girl is shackled to the work table and is hard at work peeling potatoes. Set into the floor nearby is a padlocked iron grate through which you hear a gruff male voice say, "Are those potatoes I smell?" So I'm going to say that you can, in fact, see. So the gentle snores that you can hear is it is a green dragon the size of a large dog, coiled up near the oven and appears to be asleep. Fumes rise from the wormlings, rhymelings, wormlings nostrils. I'm never sure how to pronounce that word.
Does the door look like it's locked?
So, the door doesn't appear to be locked. The door to that area is currently open.
Okay. Did the voice down the grate sound friendly, or notably friendly, or notably unfriendly?
I would say friendly, but allow me just to double check. One moment.
We could sneak in, butcher the dragon while it's asleep.
I'll be conveying this over telepathy, but I was thinking I could
There we go. Sweet.
pick up a minor illusion so the girl can see and ask her to indicate if the dragon's friendly or not.
So I would say that because you've rolled a nat 20 on perception, haven't you, Freya?
No, I didn't roll a nat 20. I got a 27.
Ridiculous.
Yes, I got a
Okay,
27.
That's more than sufficient. So, um, difficult to determine if it's friendly or hostile. It sounds grumpy, but it doesn't sound angry towards the girl, if that makes sense.
I am going to cast Disguise Self on myself
Okay.
using my Legacy of Malbolga trait.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to disguise myself as that guard goblin.
Sure thing.
The toffee apple head.
Yeah.
Of course.
You want me to go in and brazen it out?
We'll be here.
Yeah. I'll push open the door and see what happens. Push open the door, walk in.
Okay, so you can see a girl 9 or 10 years old. As you open the door, she turns to look at you, and she says, Master Chucklehead,
Chucklehead.
That's some fucking 80s B-movie horror shit right there, Mr. Chucklehead.
So she's visibly nervous. She's like, what can I get for you? Has there been a spillage at the stalls, or do you need more candy?
I just do this.
She looks around, checks the door above her and below, like up and down.
Yeah.
And then she
I will
nods.
go out of sight of the grate.
Yep.
And close this door, or just pull it to.
Yes.
Then I will minor illusion in the air the words, "Can you read?"
She takes a moment and then nods.
Minor illusion, I'm not Chucklehead. I'm here to help.
So what would you do? So, so her face, you know what, actually, yes, she believes she, her eyes light up and she mouths the word, will.
I will minor illusion. Again, all of this is going to be coming in big fancy letters in minor illusion. Outside. Yeah.
And then
I'm going to ask, is the dragon dangerous?
So she nods. Yeah.
Is the dragon friendly?
Just want to double check something. Sorry, 2 moments. Doesn't specifically say.
That's okay. It's like, yeah.
She's gonna nod. Not nod. The other one, very
Shake
important. Shake her head. Yeah.
Okay.
Not.
Then I'll go whatever is in the grate, the thing below the grate. Same questions. Is it friendly? Is it dangerous?
She nods to both, and there's a smile.
And I'll say, should we let it out?
And again, she nods frantically.
Okay. I'm going to communicate all of this to the others outside via the telepathic link.
Mm-hmm.
So the dragon is dangerous, not sure if it's friendly or not.
Correct.
I'm going to go and look down the grate.
Okay.
Dark vision.
So in the grate, you can see an angry-looking dwarf,
Yeah.
although he. So the dwarf appears to be readying himself. He's picked up that something is happening.
Sure.
He have you still got disguise self on?
We do, yeah.
Yeah, so he makes
power.
he makes no motion to acknowledge you. He just can I have a perception check from you, please?
You can. I can't promise it'll be good.
The sorry,
7.
you've 7. Okay, so the dwarf is just sat down, and to answer your question, Rich, the creature in the grate is both friendly and dangerous.
Cool. I am going to again minor illusion above the grate so that the dwarf can see. Not chucklehead friend. The same things I said to the girl.
Okay.
Do you want me to let you out?
Uh,
again,
yeah. So he acknowledges, and yeah, he gives you a thumbs up.
okay. I will, as I'm going to set to work with thieves' tools, trying to get this grate open. I'll check for traps in a second. But the other questions are, I'm going to ask again, like, where is Scabatha?
Who? Sorry, who are you asking that to? The dwarf or the girl?
Either, both.
Okay. So the dwarf will shrug.
Okay.
The girl looks up at a clock on the wall.
Yeah.
And then will mouth the word garden to you.
Garden. So she's in, and then again, minor illusion. She's in the garden now, but will be back later.
Yeah, she nods.
And then how many hours?
She'll give you like a number 1, and then like a shaky hand signal.
Cool. In that case, I'm going to go to the door, beckon the other 2 in, and inform them of all of this over the telepathic connection.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to. Can I check for traps on the?
You absolutely can. Yep. Be an investigate check, I'm assuming. There are. So it's locked, but as far as you can tell, there are no traps.
Yeah. Okay. I'll make a thieves' tools check. That's a 26.
Yeah. So that's you easily unlock that. You note that it's a particularly tricky lock, but you have no problem unlocking it.
Take the fingers. I'm a rabbit always said so.
So, right. So, I just want to double check one thing. Okay, so he. Oh, so I thought he'd. Yeah, so he's already wearing. He's already wearing his armor, and he quickly climbs out of the hole, and stealth there we go. Sorry, I leant on my cable and pulled it out. So how stealthy is he? Okay, that is unfortunate. So he moves towards the cupboard, and he tries to quietly open it, and a sword and shield clatter out onto the floor as he rolls a natural 1.
Dragon wakes up.
Dragon wakes up.
You want initiative?
Yep.
Cool.
Dirty 20.
Nice. What have we got
I
there?
feel like we all know how this is going to go.
Okay. Right.
I mean, I don't want to just throw away my 3rd level spell slot on the dragon.
That's true.
Plus, you know, Rich has got to do something someday.
It's okay. Melee being here is good enough. I'm part of the experience.
I might just go up and twat it with my hammer.
Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna, because it was,
No.
I'm going to allow you all to get a attack in before it fully wakes up.
Right.
So the so what have you guys rolled? So the dwarf goes first, but he spent his action trying to pick up his sword and shield. Right, for the sake of this, one moment, I will add some. Let's just plonk you. So, oh, I can no longer see anything because, right, so he is there, I think. There we go. Right, and we've got.
Yeah, Lily Dragon.
So it's asleep. So I will allow you to reposition yourselves in just a moment because it's asleep on the oven there. So I will allow you to freely reposition as you wish. Okay. Who's next in the initiative order?
Freya?
Yeah,
A dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in that case, stop. Hammer time! Because it's just waking up, and because we've got it like penned into the corner, it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, I will say.
It would be prone if it was sleeping as well.
Yeah, so all the benefits of that.
Okay, that's a miss. I rolled 2 5s for a total of 11.
Lady Luck, giveth, and Lady Luck taketh away.
You just wanted Rich to have a turn, didn't you? Okay. Cool. So that'll be Tommy. You're next.
Does the dragon look like it's about to attack us and breathe poison and all else?
It looks pretty unhappy. It's assessing the situation, and there's a whole bunch of people it doesn't recognise. One of them's tried to hit it with a hammer, plus the dwarfs out of the room.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to cast Hex on it. So Tommy's eyes burst with hellfire. As a bonus action, then I'm going to stab it.
Okay.
Advantage. 22 to hit.
22 does indeed hit.
Okay. Once again, this is going to be not that 8 piercing, it's going to be 1d6 psychic plus 1d... Do you need me to split damage types between psychic and necrotic?
No.
2d6 plus 4 plus 2. 13 psychic and necrotic damage as I pull out a knife and...
Cool. Lovely.
It has disadvantage on... say wisdom checks.
Okay.
For X.
Fenwick.
Can I make a wisdom check, please?
Yes.
Is that wisdom check or save?
Oh, sorry, wisdom save. Wisdom save.
Yeah, it doesn't have this one on saves, unfortunately. It's just
Oh.
perception checks, that kind of thing.
That is a 6, which I assume is a failure.
It is a failure, as I cast suggestion. Could you please go down into the cage and sulk for 8 hours?
Okay. Right. So, right, background. So it's the dwarf first. The command suggestion, is that an out loud command?
Yeah.
So yeah, so the dwarf will then promptly step aside, and then the dragon flies down into the hole, and you hear like a huff, and like smoke just rises up from the from the little pit. Cool. is there anything else you guys want to do, or shall I end combat there?
I think in combat there, to be honest. Like,
Lovely. Well, we got a full round in though. That's a new record, I think. So... cool.
why?
I was debating attacking it, but then there's a cage right there.
Yeah, can we just lock the cage?
Oh yeah, I can like slap the lock back to.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Like a rug or something over it, just to tamp down the poison fumes.
so there's not a rug as such in the kitchen, but there's several like tea towels and stuff that you could.
That'll do.
And then put one of the benches on top of it as well.
Okie dokie.
Okay, I think I'll go over to the girl who is, I believe, shackled to the cooker.
Correct. Yes.
And I'm going to start working away with thieves' tools, and in a very quiet voice, I will say, "Right, we're here with your pal Will to try and rescue and see if we can put pay to the old lady. So, what's your name, love?"
Oh, my name is definitely not something I have forgotten, even though I looked at it just a moment ago. Why? My name is Mishka.
Does 11 pop the lock on that?
It does not. No,
Okay, I'm going to roll a psionic knack.
but you can make another attempt.
Does a 13 do it?
13 does not do it. No,
Give it another bash then. 17.
that does indeed do it. So lock springs open. So,
So which way is Scabbard going to be coming in from? This door here?
so yeah, she's just below us. She's going to come in through there, I'd imagine. She usually likes to tend to her a westerly facing garden first. Then she'll do some more rounds in the kitchen.
Right.
And then she'll go back out the other side. And then the dwarf, yep. So, and he's got another nat 1 on his stealth attack. So he kind of forgets himself slightly, and he's like, heroes! And then he catches himself. Like, heroes. My name is Elcorn. I thank you for freeing me. You have my sword and my shield. It is good to be a warrior again. Are we here to take vengeance on that evil hag?
As he says vengeance, the hellfire from the hex just flares. Oh yes.
So he once again laughs slightly too loudly and then catches himself again.
Freya just gives him a look.
So I'm pretty sure that there's interesting. So yeah,
I suggest laying Wade an ambusher would be my suggestion.
How much longer do you think she'll be?
Yeah, an hour possibly, assuming that she hasn't heard the racket. There are guards in the room above us, but they have instructions to keep eyes on the children in there. They're not smart enough to intervene on that noise, luckily. And she shoots another look at the dwarf, who kind of apologetically shrugs.
Do we actually want to fight her, or do we want to try and get the children out first?
Can we take out the guards silently? How many guards, love?
In there, there's there are 4. They're animated plates of armor or something. I don't know. Plus, there's and she pales over slightly, and she goes, plus there are nightmares that roam this place. I don't know what they're called, but they play tricks on us. I don't know if they're actually harmful.
What do they look like?
They keep changing what they look like.
Can they impersonate other things?
Um, so um, they can move things about, and they leave, I don't know, some kind of oil or ooze behind them. Yeah, they seem to be able to sort of zap between short locations. They're kind of. I glanced one once in its true form. It was kind of oily and like sickly. It was kind of like a giant head. I don't know what they're called. I'm sorry. We just call them nightmares.
Right.
Can I listen at the door?
You
To the
absolutely,
north.
yeah. You absolutely can.
Not great. That was only a 17.
So all you can hear is the you can hear a whole bunch of you can hear some machinery whirring away, and what you best guess to be some kind of sewing machine. So Mishka sees that you're looking. She goes, "That's the textile room. That's where we are forced to create things like clothes and the like."
Okay, Tommy.
Aye.
Unlocking locks like that's quite quite fiddly, but that wouldn't necessarily break invisibility, would it?
No. No, I can stay visible.
So what if you ate your cupcake, snuck in there, and unlocked all of the locks in advance? And then
Oh,
we can
the-
usher them
the,
out.
ch- the children aren't chained in there. I was only chained because I kept escaping. It's the sentries that you have to watch out for.
What do the sentries look out for? The kids leaving.
Yeah, they will intervene if a child leaves that room without Scabatha's permission.
Just looking at my spells to see if I've got anything.
Can I peer through into this room?
Yes, you are. Apologies. I've. Oh no! That room. Yep. So. This room has 3 doors and a wood-carved staircase that ascends to a higher level. The walls are a dense tangle of tree roots and brambles, nestled among which are 5 animated portraits. One of a svelte, dark-haired woman, and the others depicting hags.
How many portraits you say?
There are 5. So.
Do I recognise 2 of the hags?
Yes. So there is a toadish.
I want to read a name.
There's a toadish-looking hag, which you all know is elf.
Well,
There's a skeletal-looking hag, and a hag with a wind-up key in her back, 1 empty eye socket, and a wooden eye held in her hand. So,
the other?
so
So we got probably wind up, skeletal.
Yep. And then the last one, taking prominence, so it's in the center. It is a ancient and terrifying looking hag. Let me just see if I've got a picture of her. So that is where? Sorry. I'm just going to chuck it in the Witchlight because I've forgotten to put it in the journal entries. Although I need to remove its name first. Right, okay. There you go.
That's the ancient and terrifying.
Yes.
Could
Any
we
of you
ask?
any of you may make a history check, or I suppose an Arcana check because of how powerful she is. Oh, that was so close to a nat 20.
That was a nat one.
Tommy. Sorry, Fenwick. Tommy, that kind of looks like Baba Yaga.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
Could we ask the young girl who we've rescued already if one of those portraits is the hag keeping her captive?
Yes, she will point to the
Wind up key?
yeah, correct. Wind up key.
Sensible machinery.
Hmm.
One small point of order. Looking at the bottom next to where we came in, are these squares supposed to be 10 feet, not 5 feet? So 5 feet, not 10 feet.
Oh yeah. I missed that.
We're just in quite cramped fighting quarters, you know.
Yes, you're absolutely. I can change that, can't I?
Yeah.
Configure and then the grid size. If I halve it, that should be sufficient, right?
Yeah, that did it.
There we go.
Oh, that's so.
There you go.
Cool.
You've got way more room now.
Whew. It's much better. This is how much room I was taking up before. Now I can do a 4-step. Okay, so what we could do is open the door and then have an image. Could you make like an image of the hag just beckoning the children out?
Depends how stupid those sentinels up there are, but I can give it a go.
If the rest of us just like stay hid, if we all just stay hidden outside the corner, yeah, out of sight. You, Mr. Clangy, you can just stay in the corner.
He will give you a silent salute. He's learned.
I'll say to Mishka, what usually happens when Scabatha wants the kids to leave? What does she say?
So usually, it's the end of the work shift, and she will come in and she will tell them something along the lines of shifts up, return to your quarters.
Where are those quarters?
They're at the they're at the south.
They have to come through here to get there.
Yeah.
Do the sentinels go with them?
No, they remain in the room. Yeah, so it's in the upper layer of the tree, but it's near the beginning of the complex, and she points in
That direction.
that sort of direction.
Okay, cool.
I'd rather fight those sentinels if they know I'm coming than fight the hag if she knows we're coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think we ambush her, and then the sentinels aren't meant to hurt the kids, just keep them from escaping.
I think if we can just get
correct.
the kids out without a fight, that's the best thing.
But I don't think that. I think even if I look like Scabatha, I don't think that's gonna convince the sentinels.
Mm. Any bright ideas, Fenwick?
I mean, I suspect taking out the hag will be a fairly. It won't be as quick as some of our other conquests. And so I'd rather tackle the others now whilst they have no backup. And whilst she has no backup. Otherwise, if we don't kill her quickly enough, they're going to prove a problem.
But what if we can't kill them quickly? And
Looks at the girl. Are there? Is there anyone that looks like us? Come visit now and again. Not us specifically, but non-pumpkin, non-atopy head people.
Yes, she has. She does sometimes entertain guests and visitors. I mean, she does business with the goblins outside, and people of the forest come to do business here.
I mean, we could go in there and say hello, and then stab them in the back. We could be on a inspection. We are touring the facilities.
is the guests or the sentinels?
Sentinels.
Well, I'm still in this weird toffee apple head kind of get up,
Or you could be giving the tour.
and then we get to jump on.
Exactly.
My only concern is what happens if we start a ruckus, can't finish it in time, and then we're fighting both her and them.
I mean, that's a risk if we do nothing and can't take down the hag quickly enough.
True.
I do have an idea.
Aye.
That is a much more terrifying picture. I agree.
Hey.
Yes.
So I said, wow, Baba Yaga.
Okay,
got hot.
so out of character. Oh, we've got a photo. Have we got a photo up?
Yeah. I uploaded the wrong picture because when I uploaded it, I was like, that doesn't look right, and then I went back and checked, and I'm like, yeah, I've clicked on the wrong thing. So.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's more terrifying. So I still have a wish.
I forgot you had a wish.
Aye.
An 8th level disintegrate spell would do 8d6 plus 40 damage.
Aye.
That would take out a big chunk of her health.
True. You could also what do you call it?
Banish her.
Well, you could also take out the things that are near the kids. You banish all of them.
Lucius asks, does one of you know her weakness? Lucius is very familiar with his target, and
I can't remember.
Okay, I'll ask the young girl and the dwarf. Is there anything that is forbidden around here?
Let me ponder.
Saying Withershins.
I've not heard of anything like that. Let me.
Her memory is foggy when just waking up.
Oh yes,
It's what the unicorns on the carnival told me.
yes. That was weird. One time I brought her tea when she was just waking up, and then when I spoke to her later that day, she had no idea who I was. As in, she had no memory of me bringing her tea.
So she forgets people who she sees in the morning.
Yeah, I'm unsure of the specifics. I was relegated from that duty after I made my first escape attempt, but yes, she seems to forget the first interaction of the day.
Where does she sleep?
In a doll's house.
She looks at you quizzically and says, "Yes. Have you been here before?"
No, a carnival ride told me once.
Oh, okay.
And is that like above? Is that like above this room here?
Yeah. So it's above the textile factory.
Okay.
That is not.
So, if we can sneak in there while she's having a nap, possibly she'll be a bit confused when she wakes up, and we can get the drop on her.
But if she comes through here, which she'll have to get to her bedroom, she'll notice the dragons in the hole.
I I have made a slight mistake, and I do apologise. The textile factory is south of your position. Sorry,
Right.
Okay.
in the room above. So, because there's a staircase that leads up. Through there is what appears to be an empty study.
Is her bedroom above that?
Yes. Sorry, I got the two numbers mixed up.
Well, we could. No, you're right. She'll come through here and realise that.
See, the dragon's not there.
The dragon doesn't always stay here. If she notices, it would have to be gone for several hours before she notices it's missing.
Does she check on the dwarf when she comes through?
She used to, but and she looks apologetically at the dwarf, and she says, but recently she's just forgotten about him. I think she's left him to starve to death. But and she leans in and she goes, but I still sneak him food occasionally. And the dwarf winks at her and says, "That's my girl."
You're a good lass.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Okay, so if we can sneak out with you pointing at the dwarf, and unfortunately have to leave you here pointing at the girl, chained up.
What time of day is it, Mike?
So it is. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon at this stage.
So it's going to be a whole ass thing to.
Yeah. So yeah. You get the impression that
Ooh.
she's gonna be in the garden till about 4 o'clock ish, and that's when she'll work back in the kitchen, and then probably retire for the evening. Possibly.
Okay.
I'm not getting the
Thought.
kid back up again.
Have you got another disguise self spell within you?
Once per day. Lasts for an hour.
Sorry, Freya, I think you were about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, thought. All of us get back down in there, and if you could, like, minor illusion, an image of the dwarf alone in the cell, just up against that panel, so that you're looking down at all you see is that. We can hide there, and then because it's unlocked, we make it look like it's locked, but then we can get out and sneak up and take her out. The only problem is the young lady.
Yep.
I can make a run for it.
There's any scenario in which you're not there would give the game up, unfortunately. I think you have to be imprisoned.
What typically happens when there's a runaway?
Either her or one of her guards will chase after or track her down. The last time one of the nightmares tricked me, and I ended up getting lost and accidentally wandered back here.
I mean, I'm not against her tying her back up.
Not happening.
Whew, thank you.
Temporarily, of course.
Whose side are you on?
Something that wants to kill her? I mean, you not on
Create a
that
minor
side?
illusion of the girl.
Can she find you magically?
Do they have to come looking?
They've always come looking.
What if she was in the pit with us, and then they go out looking for her?
So I will point out that the pit is not large enough to hold all of you.
Oh, okay.
It's not a big pit. You could get the dwarf, the girl, and
Okay.
one other.
How about this? We hide outside. Mishka stays here. I make an illusion of a chain keeping her around. Illusion of a chain around her ankle. Then we sneak back in after Scabbeth gone to bed.
What about the dragon? She'll see that the furniture's moved.
That's true enough. I'm gonna go over to the whatchamacallit? The grate.
Mm-hmm.
Whisper down to the dragon. Hey, you in there. What's your name?
Uh, so, so I'm going to assume that you haven't moved the furniture to cover up the entire grate, then.
We
Well,
can
I'm
move it
more
back off.
going through the tea towels, basically.
Right. Okay. Okay. Oh. So was it you that? No, it's. So how does charm? It's suggestion, isn't it?
It is charmed, and while charmed, it has to follow um, the suggestion that Fenwick gave.
But does it have to answer truthfully to anyone else? Like, so I'm. What was? Are we able to?
Charmed just gives you advantage on charisma checks against it. So, deception, uh, persuasion, intimidation. But
Only
only that would only be to Fenwick.
Right. Okay. So, I suppose if it's sulking, it can still reply though. I guess what I'm trying to work out is how rigidly, because it is it allowed to do other things beyond, like it has to stay in there and sulk, but is it then also allowed to respond to questions asked of it?
That's kind of a unison there, like.
Yeah. Sorry. No. What I was looking for is, are you able to post the spell that you've cast, please? Which, sorry, I didn't verbalize that very well.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
there we go. Ah, cool, perfect. It's just an activity. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it can respond. Okay, cool.
Dude in there, what's your name?
Cradle fell. And it tries it you see it tries to rise up and get out and then
The convulsion.
yeah, kicks back in.
uh, uh,
What have you done?
My friends just cast a little magic on you. Wouldn't worry about it. Are you loyal to Scabatha?
Are you not? And it casts you a wicked smile.
Gonna take that as a yes then.
You won't leave here alive. I hope you know that.
And why exactly is that?
Because I will find you. She will find you.
I'm counting on it.
oh my dear boy, I can put all sorts of things in your head. If you could really kill us, then you wouldn't be down there now, would you?
It looks angrily at you and then goes, perhaps we can come to some kind of arrangement.
Go on.
Well, if you do seem so intent on killing my master, perhaps I could give you a clue to her demise, and then you release me from this prison.
I'm rolling insight.
Go for it.
28.
Uh,
Is this a deal in good faith?
no.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Oh, I can make it a deal in good faith.
See, I don't think you're thinking big enough. Because if she's gone, then someone's going to need to run this place. Someone's going to need to own this entire area.
You do not intend to stay?
I have no love for this place. I've got a job to do and then I'm going to go. And it sounds to me like there'll be a power vacuum. A
What?
place that one might describe as a, what's the word? Begins with L. A lair? I mean, as far as I'm aware, a good dragon loves a good lair.
So it puffs up with proudness. You get the impression that it might be taking interest. What are your intentions?
We'd very much like to escort these children away. And we'd very much like to punish the lady of the house for certain transgressions she's made.
Retrieve certain things she might have taken.
If you intend to take loot from this place, how will you reimburse me?
How hurt did it look by the 13 damage I dealt to it?
It looked injured but not bloodied.
Well, we can install you with legitimacy, can't we? Do a nice bit of pomp and circumstance, give you a coronation. Set up a constitution of this place, all official-like.
We've done it before.
Can I have
A kingmaker.
Can I have a persuasion check? I'll make it a group check, so if all three of you can roll.
Do I feel like a 17 will do?
Yes.
Okay, then I won't need to roll Cyborg
So
No, I didn't think of that in advance. So.
Feeling that Fenwick probably does have...
Dirty 20.
okay.
I'm going to roll at disadvantage
Okay.
because a voice in my head does not want this action. Does not want to instill a different lord.
Collectively, that is still sufficient.
Point of clarification, Rich, you would just roll flat because you have advantage because it's charmed.
Ah.
But yeah.
The first one was still a natural one anyway.
Yeah.
Very well. You may take the children and the objects of which you desire. What do you need from me?
Just getting him to curl up in the corner and have a nap.
Yeah, and then when the time comes to fight Scabatha, help us overthrow Scabatha.
It also promised to reveal a weakness.
Mm.
Yeah, and to reveal the weakness.
So yeah, I guess we'll go. Well, I mean, just
And
stay in the corner and just chill out like you were doing before. Just act natural, and then when the time comes, help us fight her, because obviously you've got to have a hand in the hostile takeover to assert your dominance.
Very well.
Also, this weakness that you were going to reveal as well, that would only help us to help you.
Well, while the initial deal was a lie, I suppose I can reveal the first creature that she sees upon waking, she will forget that encounter entirely. But you already know that. My trickery was to get you to open the oven. There is a fire elemental inside. I was hoping that it could do what I was unable to.
I think I'm going to pull out a little bit of paper and some sulfur-infused charcoal. Start drawing up a little contract for him to sign. Same as always, investigation.
What to write the contract?
Yeah.
I mean the I will allow you to do either investigation or performance.
The investigation specific. This is not just to write a contract, which I don't do. This is to write a hellishly enforceable contract that will specifically fuck him over if he is foolish enough to not read it properly.
Okay.
So it will be
Like maybe include a clause that if he does a certain thing.
25.
Okay. Yeah, you can write what you want.
It'll be something like for these lands, as long as he can hold them, and then there will be a little subclause which says which has the specific meaning of as long as he can hold them, as long as he can physically support under its own weight the area of terrain we currently stand on. Which point all lands are forfeit to a democratic yeah. No, all lands are forfeit to a democratic share of all of the creatures therein, agreeable by vote.
So
I was going to suggest that you make him like a freeholding lord, but subservient to the the empire that we've started to build in the other place.
Yeah.
So, for flavour, as you are writing this text, there is a silent sort of snap, and an imp appears and says, "My name is Clippus. I hear that you are writing a infernal contract. Would you like some help?"
Oh my god. Oh god, I don't want to cause a fuss, but I'm probably going to stab the imp.
That is
You
fine.
could grab the imp and a knife and carve it into the imp.
Yeah, but then he's just going to scream.
There probably wouldn't. One of the options in Descent into Avernus was a contract carved into the back of an imp.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I'm just going to attack the just as soon as it appears, just knife in the head.
Sure thing.
They use its essence to sprinkle onto the contract to make it more infernal.
Yeah, I'll write it in his blood. Yeah. Does a 12 hit?
That's what I'm just rechecking. I don't.
What if you had flanking?
Well, also I've got a bonus action.
I mean, it's not a big kitchen. You've probably got flanking from someone.
Yeah, that unfortunately misses.
Oop. Try. God damn.
So yeah, you swipe at the imp but miss. At which point, Clippus responds, "I'll take that as a no," and then silently snaps back out of existence.
Take your fucking letter with you, you piece of shit. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we'll get the dragon to sign it by like laying a claw on the dotted line, basically, and then yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to pass the contract down as it's still trapped in the cave.
Great, and just lay a claw on the line.
So remind me what it says. So he
has to provide all of those things for us. In which case, in return, once Scabatha is dead, and all of those pieces of aid have been rendered to us, we will perform a small coronation. At which point, he will be the sole liege lord of these lands for as long as he can hold them.
Asterisk, physically hold.
There's a lot of fine print. Yeah.
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 So it will claw its name.
Yeah.
It will actually. So it will dip its claw onto its fang, and then it will write it in poison.
Lovely.
So.
Very nice.
Cool. Okay, so the plan is to let Scabatha come through here, then wait until she is asleep, then go and ambush her.
I think that's as good a plan as any.
So her bedroom is in the northmost tower. The children are in the middle tower.
Yeah. So.
Although she'll probably come in, say, "Work day's over. Go back to your beds."
Mm.
Yeah. So she will be. Yeah. She'll be in the kitchen for a few hours. Then she'll send everyone back to their dorms, and then she will return to there. So.
Like clockwork.
I suppose, as this is now signed, I should clarify. The first person that she sees upon waking will actually be invisible to her for the rest of the day until she falls back to sleep.
Very nice.
Who would do best with invisibility?
For a day of invisibility, probably Tommy.
For only that one particular person. So for the duration of that combat.
Would it be like invisibility that doesn't drop as well?
That is correct. She will be completely oblivious to that one creature.
I mean, Tommy would, in theory, get permanent sneak attack.
Permanent sneak attack with a permanent sneak attack, all of which would be psychic. So just migraine her to death. La, la.
So we just make
Yeah.
sure that Tommy is the first one that she sees.
Yeah. So are we going to head out?
Oh! My brain just went through many hoops.
Have we heard?
I could cast Fairy Fire on both you and her, so you are the most noticeable person, so when she wakes up she would see you, and then you would be invisible to her. Fairy Fire, however, doesn't allow you to benefit from invisibility, but I don't know if that includes her own particular mental block.
I think it probably would, because
Yeah.
that's kind of the point of fairy fire.
Okay. I'd have to drop Fairy Fire then.
I mean, basically not for me, but...
Oh yeah, no, I'm just thinking...
No, sorry, I was replying to the question in the chat.
Oh,
But obviously, that's not necessarily true for everyone else.
I can play forever.
Either 11 o'clock or Spencer wakes up.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so our plan is we leave. So she comes and sits in the kitchen for a few hours. Is that the case?
Yes, she crafts a lot of the food that is then sold at the stalls.
Okay, Dwarfy
Actually, very
McDwarferson, I
delicious.
think we may have to put you back in the hole without your stuff.
Well,
But
I
we
could-
we will get you back out and give you your stuff back, and you can join us in the fight.
I mean, she's pretty much forgotten about me. I reckon I could hide in there with my sword and shield, and she'd never know.
Aye.
He was already wearing his armor. If
That's the
that.
point.
Yeah.
Does he have like a cloak or something that he could like put down over the sword and shield, or
Um,
hide them behind him?
yeah, I mean the towels and stuff that you used to cover over the hatch would cover it. That, and it's kind of dark in there anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. In that case, yeah, you'll have to stay in there, but we won't lock it.
Am I able to jiggery pokery around with the chain, thus that it looks closed, but looks locked, but is actually able to be broken out of with no action cost? Like break all the pins in the lock and just.
Yeah, you could.
So it clicks shut, but it just pops open again if you force it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I would say that you could, with a small bit of metal or something, kind of wedge it so it holds it shut, but it is easily released.
Do you want a thieves tools for that?
Yeah, go for it. But it's going to be quite an easy check.
Right.
Yeah, that's no problem for your skills.
I'll say to Mishka, like, if you want us to make it so you can escape at any moment, we can.
That would be.
So mending is a 1 minute cast time during which you have to be holding it. Yeah. Right.
So, do we have a plan then? We've got her.
We wait until she goes to bed.
I guess the question is, where are we hiding? Just outside of the... Because
Yeah.
we can't all fit in the... Is anyone other than the dragon and the dwarf hiding in the cell, or are we all hiding outside?
So the dwarf is hiding in the cell. The dragon is pretending to go to sleep on the oven.
Mhm.
Yes,
Cell is
pretending.
We could go and hide in this copse of trees over here.
yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Just avoid the mushroom patch, and whatever you do, don't pick them. They're not mushrooms.
Noted.
Noted.
Great.
So, I
Yeah.
think we've got a plan.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Go pop down here. Whoop. No, I didn't go through the patch. I just dragged my character over, and she just do through the patch. But
Set
she actually
everything.
went around it.
Set everything exactly as it was in the.
So dwarf back into the hole. Oh yeah. I'll put.
Are we leaving the cage locked or not locked?
I'll do the same thing with that one if I can. That it can just be burst open from inside.
Yeah, you don't even need to tinker with that one because as long as it's closed,
Yeah.
it's one of those where. Right.
The dragon. I got into your mind once. I can get into it again, and drop concentration on suggestion.
We have an agreement. Out of curiosity, the infernal contract.
Yeah.
What did you write as the penalties if the?
Oh, fully getting dragged to hell.
Okay.
To be tortured for 1,000 lifetimes, etc.
Okay.
For him, there's no out clause for us.
Okie dokie.
You can see,
Right.
like, Tommy's really enjoying it, and then he looks a bit ashamed of himself, and then sort of covers over the shame with bravado again.
Nice.
Ooh,
Right.
ooh. What I might do is I might pop Abraxas into a shadowy corner of the room
Yep.
to just sink into that, and then I'll be periodically checking through Abraxas's eyes, just so that we know when she goes to bed.
Okay.
Also keeping an eye on the girl.
So hopefully, is that? Evacuation.
Well, apparently, I have been removed from the map.
Have you? Oh, hold on
I
one
can't.
moment.
I can't see Freya anymore.
Is it because I've put? Is it because I put your bat in? Your shadow.
Possibly. I mean, I can. Okay, I can see the bat now. Still can't see Freya.
How about that? I've just moved Freya. Can you?
No, nothing.
It's weird. Okay, it's fine. I'll one moment. And I'll chuck you back in.
I mean, okay, yeah, I can see Freya again now. Can't see the bat or the shadow.
That's weird.
Although, to be fair, whilst I'm seeing through through Abraxas's eyes, can't see anything from Freya. So it's working as it should, but it's not working how it was intended. Technically, how it should.
Okay. Are you to say because I'm not sure how to fix it offhand. So are you happy with how it currently is?
Yeah. I don't need to actually see in there myself. I'm just letting you know that I am looking in there and checking every now and again.
Okay, that is absolutely fine. Okay, lovely. Is there anything else that you want to do before we begin the?
I mean, have a short rest. Not that we need it, because
I mean, you'd get that anyway. To be honest.
I mean, could we turn it into a long rest? if we start it before she does it, and then she goes off for her long rest.
Yeah, I mean, you could, as long as you're swapping guard rotations. Yeah. Well, because it's gonna be because if it's 4 o'clock now, like 8 o'clock will take you up to what
midnight.
Yeah, which is kind of the time. So yeah, so we'll speed run this bit. So she's in there. So she's currently cooking. Then she disappears from the kitchen. Then you can kind of hear quiet chattering of children. The stall owners have now gone home. Cool. And it is now. You've had yourself a long rest.
Fantastic.
Stealth checks.
Yes, indeedy.
Ooh, this is quite an important stealth check, isn't it? I am going to drink the potion of advantage.
Cool.
Which gives me advantage on this stealth check.
I'm shocked.
I picked up a poison of freezing from inside Lucius's patron's mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to apply it to my +1 dagger, if that is okay.
That is absolutely fine.
Okay, that's a 17 on stealth.
Excellent. Okay. Cool. Wow. Off you guys go. She's gonna be.
Oh no. No.
Cool. Right. So, the door is once again locked.
This door is locked.
Yes.
16?
Yep. Sufficient. Okay.
Step
So,
inside?
say again. Sorry.
So yeah, I'll step inside.
Yeah. Okay. So the dragon is genuinely snoozing. Other than that, you cannot hear anything.
Has the young girl been sent to bed?
Yes. Yes, she is no longer there.
Cool. Try and get the dwarf out.
Yep.
Oh yeah, in advance we'll just go.
And he does not break his stealth roll, so he silently climbs out, draws his weapon, and nods at you. Then he will give the dragon a gentle prod, and that wakes up. He looks around, sees you, nods. Cool.
This door locked.
No, that one is unlocked. So,
Are we going over to there?
yeah. So you'll be going across here.
Is there any descriptions for this room that we're in that we go into
Sure.
first?
So a staircase runs along the wall of this circular room and climbs to an upper level. Tucked behind curtains of moss and ivy are numerous bookshelves bearing ancient tomes, and built into one of the bookcases is a tall oval mirror in a wooden frame. Flickering candlelight emanates from the eye socket of a human skull sitting on an open roll-top desk.
Okay, and then we head on up.
Okay.
Is that doll's house in there?
Yes. So. So.
Loki.
So
Look at him.
almost. He's comfy there. So almost everything about this bedroom is orderly, from the bed with the patchwork quilt to the ornamental pigs arranged in a neat row on the dresser. Such tidiness is at odds, however, with the decaying dollhouse sitting on the bedside table. This 3-foot tall creation has seen better days and is now besmirched by peeling paint, mould, and rot. Behind the dollhouse, by the window, moths flutter inside a large bell jar. Facing one another along the outer wall are a pair of doors. Next to the door closest to the staircase is a wooden rocking cradle with a neatly folded blanket on it.
Okay, so before we went up here, I would have touched Tommy to give him advantage on initiative rolls.
Okay, so technically it's not this there.
I also grant a dark vision of 300 feet to all of us.
We are able to communicate telepathically for 5 hours.
Tommy also has guidance.
Sweet.
Tommy has guidance. Oh, okay. It's concentration, though, isn't it?
Only for a minute. Helps the first thing, right?
Can we see her inside the doll's house?
No.
Is she in the bed or?
So you cut. So I've put her token, but she is inside the doll's house. I will give you that.
I'm also going to channel divinity. Ooh, wait, that's a 30-foot radius. This is not big enough for that, is it?
Depends if you stand in the center of the room or not.
I mean, I don't want her. Yeah, the entire room is 30 feet. Yeah, that
is what the doll's house looks like. So
There is nowhere I can stand where that won't be inside the sphere of darkness. I don't want to give the game away, is all.
For sure, for sure.
Because I'm thinking my first action is going to be to fairy fire the dollhouse while she's asleep.
so so the dragon will get to the doll's house and it will lean in, and it will whisper, Rumpelklump.
And get
Say again, sorry.
sucked in.
Nope. It then, with a claw, lifts up the roof of the dollhouse, and then you can see that she's miniaturized, and she is sleeping inside a bed that is within the attic.
Other than, because don't we need to get all creatures out of here other than Tommy? Otherwise, whoever she sees first will be almost at random.
I mean, I'm happy with almost at random.
Okay, we don't think it's gonna.
I think it would be worse if Tommy was the only one in here.
Okay.
I don't know if Tommy disagrees.
No, I agree with you. Does so where she's sleeping? Does she appear to have like a staff or a broom or a wand or anything?
So no, I don't believe so.
Oh, I've also cast spiritual weapon.
So
How do we get her out? Basically,
that is a good question.
I mean, I could cast disintegrate on her while she's asleep. She automatically fails a dex save. That'll get her attention.
So the dragon will hiss at you very quietly. She is immune to all damage while inside the doll's house. Nothing from the outside can
but we
affect
could
her.
pick her up and bring her outside, and if she was brought out, she would.
In theory, yes.
Cool.
Okay, so I can cast fairy fire. That's not damage. She said she's immune to damage whilst in there, not immune to magical effects.
I do not know the full properties.
I am going to take a dagger, turn around, and draw it through space behind me, leaving a little fiery slit in reality as it goes. And as I pull open the slit, 8 hellish damned Vikings with the stats of berserkers come forth.
I see.
Uh,
Are the berserkers, like, how do they appear? Like, do they come in charging, or?
Oh no, they are like stepping like at weird broken bone angles through,
Cool.
through
Okay.
this, as if they are like sort of being birthed into the world out of hell.
That is horrifying, and I love it.
Yeah, they're all like cracked skulls and coals in the eye sockets. Yeah.
Okay, I'm also casting Spirit Guardians on myself.
Okie dokie.
Spirit Guardians is my one concentration spell.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's the Horn of Valhalla.
Does that make noise? The Horn of Valhalla.
It's the charm.
Oh,
effect.
Charm of Valhalla. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Of course.
So it's the charm of the charm of the berserker or something. The charm of
Yes. Yeah. No. I remember now. I thought for some reason it was an actual horn. No, I recall correctly.
So could I reach in there, very gently pick her up with sleight of hand so as not to wake her?
Pick up the bed.
Pick up the bed with her on.
Yeah.
But then what happens when that becomes real size?
That is the question.
I think we've got the firepower at this point to just
What are these things called? Sorry, that you've summoned.
berserkers.
Huh. That's weird. It doesn't seem to have.
I'd like to cast a spell on her just before we wake up.
Go for it.
I'm preparing an action for as soon as she wakes up, invoking my channel divinity for the Twilight Sanctuary.
Does her being asleep affect her saves?
No. Only Dex.
Right, for the purposes of this, I'm going to.
And will it wake her up?
No, not unless it deals damage.
Then I would like her to make a whiz save. Well, whenever we're ready, I'd like her to make a whiz save.
So, at what point are you casting this? Sorry.
Like literally when everyone else is ready to go.
Ready to pop off.
If I move there, I think that's...
Oh dear.
Yeah, okay.
She's gonna get ganked pretty hard. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna reach in with sleight of hand.
Okay.
Pick up the bed with her on it,
Okay.
and then tip it out onto the floor.
Okie dokie. So.
And if Tommy is stood right there, towering over her, and if he's holding her, he's most likely the first thing that she sees.
So she falls onto the floor, but cat-like reflexes stop her from taking any damage.
That's fair.
AKA she succeeded her dex save.
Wisdom save, please.
Okay.
Also, my channel divinity pops off.
Okay. So she's rolled a 13. So that's a 16.
Oh, she succeeds. Nothing happens.
Okie dokie. What does your channel divinity do?
A sphere of twilight emanates from me, centered on me, 30-foot radius, filled with dim light. Moves with me, lasts for a minute, or until I'm incapacitated or die. Whenever a creature, including me, ends its turn in that sphere, I can grant that creature one of these benefits. 1d6 plus 5 temporary hit points, or you end one effect on that creature, causing it to be charmed or frightened.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm going to give myself those hit points because that's technically part of my turn, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we will. At this stage will be initiative.
I'll see something very bad to you. I do apologise, Mike.
Joe, you have advantage on initiative, remember?
I do. So I'll take the 20. Do I get insert D4 from guidance? 24.
Oh, that is very bad for Scabatha.
That's probably not good.
No, I would imagine that she is going last. So, okay. So was that 24 you rolled there?
Yes. And then these for the Berserkers.
I got a 19, by the way. Also, my Spirit Guardians, I realise I haven't cast this yet, is a bunch of ravens made of starlight night sky thing,
Nice.
and they're flying all around me in a 15-foot radius. And you lot don't take damage. Scabatha, however,
Will.
when she enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts her turn there, it'll be a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good lord. Okay. So, what did you roll? Sorry, Freya.
For initiative,
Yeah.
19.
Oh, I've got to do the dragon as well. Oh, he didn't do good, but still.
Okay, I should be dead by then.
Very nice. And then, so. Okay. So we'll be starting with Fenwick, I believe.
Could I get another wisdom save, please?
You absolutely can. That is a 3 for a total of 6.
Lovely. She is
Oh!
slow.
Grinding.
Fantastic.
See, can't use reactions. Lots of lovely stuff there.
Oh.
And with that, he just kind of leans back against the wall. And
Let's let this happen.
if you had some popcorn,
Hey. So I think Tommy, I think you're next.
As Tommy turns back, like you know in Hellboy where he like his horns grow back at the end of the film, like full tiefling horns have erupted out of Tommy's head, and there's like a glowing like mote of fire between them and the full like infernal iron jagged crown, and he summons knives and says, "You took my wings. I'm going to kill you for that." And just absolutely lays into her with psychic knives.
Okay.
So that is so that's an 18 to hit, bearing in mind that she has a -2 to AC.
Yeah, I mean that hits.
Cool. Ish, yeah. Bum bum bum. Does the so this is a real dagger for the first one.
Okay, yep.
Ooh,
Does
poison
it-
freezing.
Poison of freezing, yeah. I'm also gonna hex her with my bonus action before I do so.
Cool. Right, so is it just the 8 damage that she's taking from that?
No, it's gonna be much more.
I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, does the poison of freezing do anything?
Yeah, she's not resistant to that or anything like that, so I forget what poison of freezing does specifically.
I don't know if there is. I think it was something that you made up at the point rather than.
You're right. Let me just put my. So. Wait. One moment.
Okay.
Okay, so it will need to. Yeah, okay, cool. So she needs to make a con save against that, which she succeeds. So it'll. Can you roll 3d6, please?
So 18 plus presumably half of 11.
Yes.
So 23 total.
Lovely. Wow, that is already quite a reasonable chunk taken out of there. Perfect. And she seems to slow down slightly. I believe she's already been inflicted with disadvantage because of something else, if
Yeah,
I recall correctly. But if that wasn't up, she would then have disadvantage. So, cool. It's 2 down. Next, Freya.
Okay.
What's Freya's initiative?
19.
19, yeah, sure.
So do
Because I've got your Vikings at 16 as the.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so a big shadow clone owl that's not Abraxas but looks a lot like him, just flies in and headbutts her. This is my spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Does a 19 hit?
Yep.
Okay, so that is 1d8 plus 6. So that's 8 force damage
Okay.
with an owl headbutt. And I've got flanking.
That you do.
Gonna reach out and touch her.
Technically, because of where you've thrown her on the ground,
Yeah.
she's technically there. So.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, this is going to third level inflict wounds again.
Very nice.
That is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
2, yeah.
Would it have hit had she not been slowed?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
13.
13 necrotic damage.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, that was action, bonus action. Yep, that's it.
Cool. Okay. First Viking. I assume it moves round
Yeah.
to about there.
Right there, or the one below. To that one.
Oh, yeah, sure thing.
I think
Oh,
this one is
both of you guys, you get temporary hit points
nice.
because you ended your turn inside my darkness.
I really doubt she's going to get an attack in at this rate, but we will see.
Okay, you each get 1d6 plus 5. I can roll it, or should I just use the one roll that I did and then everyone gets it?
Yeah.
Okay, that means everyone gets 8 temporary hit points. Oh, and at the end of my turn, I can roll it again just in case I get better.
So, could I get an athletics check at disadvantage, please, Mike?
Mm-hmm. That's a 10, and that's an 18, so that'll be
10.
10. And then athletics is dex, is it not?
It's strength.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's plus 4, so 14.
Okay, this one attempts to grapple her, and
Okay.
is. Then it's the next Viking.
I believe. 16, 15. Yep, next Viking.
Down through there.
Of course.
And same again, same check at disadvantage.
Okay, yep. That's a 5. That's a nat 1.
She is grappled, her movement speed is reduced to 0, and she can no longer stand up from prone.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. So now now the shield dwarf. So he's gonna begin stabbing. Oh, even with advantage, that is not a good roll. That's yeah, that's a miss. Oh, even though she's got the -2 to AC. Okay. Okay, so it'll be the next Viking.
Step up to there,
Yep,
and then is going to make a great axe attack.
of course.
1d20 plus 5.
Oh, mama!
Gonna be
16 damage.
Yep. Okay, so that's 14. So next is yet another Viking.
To the only free space surrounding her, please.
Of course.
Do the others have ranged attacks?
They don't, no.
Okay.
So what I will do is the dragon is actually flying up above, so I'm going to move it back one slot. So
So that is a 19 to hit
yeah, it hits.
for merely 1d12 plus 3. For 12 damage.
She's now bloodied.
We.
All these Vikings are getting 8 temporary hit points as well.
I know. They all have 75. At the end of this combat, they're going to be sent to deal with whatever is holding the children.
So next is another Viking. We're now at 6.
Yeah, up to the last free space surrounding her, please. Yeah. And then, boy howdy, I think I'll go for the same again. So that's a 20 to hit, or yeah, it's 20 to hit. So
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, 10 damage.
Okay.
I know these are great axe attacks, but it's like like the wargs in Game of Thrones, just like ripping at her. Yeah.
Cool. So we're now at 5, so that's another one.
I mean, the others are just going to chill.
Okay, cool.
Maybe
So-
hold an action so that if she gets in range, they hit her.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so now it's the dragon's turn, and naturally I've misplaced its stat block for everything else.
There's MasterCard.
Oh, there it is. Except we want. Okay. Pretty sure she doesn't have. Yeah, she's not resistant to that. So, it's gonna take in a deep breath and then blast straight down. A poison breath attack. So exhales.
So that's going to hit some minions and Freya.
No, it's
well,
flying up directly above her.
It comes straight down to avoid everyone else. So yeah, it's not where it is on the map. It's directly above her, but I didn't want him covering up the thing. So she has to make a saving throw, which I believe is at disadvantage.
If she's prone, then yeah.
How about that? She succeeds because apparently she's crazy hanky. So it's gonna be 66. Got 4. Oh, that's annoying. I've only got 5d6. Okay. So that's actually going to be a 4 because the other one was 1. So that's 10. That's 19. It's 21. About half that, so she takes 10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now it is Scabath's turn.
She needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh. Oh. Okie dokie. Why? How have I misplaced the dice? Oh, there. I assume this is still at disadvantage.
Wisdom save.
I thought because of the
Because of... So, from slow, she has disadvantage on dex... No, sorry. -2 to dex checks. From hex, she has disadvantage on strength checks.
Right, okay. So, that was... She had rolled an 8. Was it wisdom, did you say?
Yes, wisdom save, please.
So that would be 11.
That is not enough. she'll be taking 13, 18 radiant damage as the spectral ravens just rip her apart. But they pass harmlessly through everyone else. Sorry, not spectral, astral. The astral ravens.
Okay. One moment. What? She's been fucking wrecked. So. Okay, so she is going to cast a spell. So she's panicking. So let's roll to see where. Oh, that's not good.
What's the last time of that spell?
One action.
Can you roll a d20, please?
I'm so glad you at work, because I was waiting for this.
That is a 17.
Then it doesn't take effect till the next turn.
Okay. So she panics, and she yells 9 hells as she draws a circle around her current location.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Nothing happens until next turn.
Yeah, she kind of like, she looks around dismayed. And Fenwick, it is your turn.
Can she make another wisdom save, please?
She absolutely can.
Feed to the hells. The hells are already here.
That is a dirty 20.
Then she is no longer slowed. The spell still happens on her next turn, but everything else is back to normal.
Okay. So is that you continuing the spell, or do you then attack?
No. So at the end of her turn, she made that check to see whether she was still slowed.
Right, okay.
Now it's my turn.
Now it's your turn. Yeah, cool.
Can you make another wisdom save, please?
Sure. 7.
I will use the command to say stop and get her to cancel continuing to cast that spell.
She doesn't want to. She struggles, but then with a wave of her hand, the circle just disappears.
I almost feel mean.
As a free insight check, I will tell you that she looks terrified. Anything else you'd like to do, Fenwick?
No, that's it.
Okay, Tommy.
Maybe I'll shout, "You could do it, Scabatha!"
Who even are you?
20 plus oh fuck. For psychic blades it is +7.
Oh god.
So that is a 24 to hit. Oh, so close for an 20.
Yeah, that hits.
That's going to be roll 1d6 plus 2d6 plus 1d6 plus. So first knife goes in for 23 damage.
She is not looking good.
Second, my bonus action attack is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So that's just going to be that much. Another 15 damage. I sort of come down like full force and just drive imaginary knives through her hands into the floor to make her think she's been pinned down. But there's not actually any real knives there. It's psychic damage.
Okay, so as the knives come down, as you then withdraw them, she drops to the floor. She is just brutally murdered.
Fantastic.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Tommy, in full like Prince of Hell kind of bleeding fire from the eyes, turns to the Hell Vikings, all of whom have 75 hit points and will be here for an hour, and says to each of them,
Go, find the children, set them free, and ensure that no harm comes to them. Destroy the Hag servitors.
So I'm partially for time, but partially because the fact that Scabatha herself was CR8, and you have easily dispatched her.
Benefits of a good
Yeah.
plan.
yeah,
Yes.
for a week again now.
The area is swiftly cleared of anything that is not a child.
Yeah, like a proper like boiling tide of fiery skeletal Hell Vikings. Just
I was just imagining the children like hear screams and then like the charging of feet and then like guards shouting and then these 8 hellish Vikings are, we are here to save you. Okay, that is amazing. I will call it there for the evening, but next session we can pick up and I'll allow you to properly explore the house. But
Lovely. We are looting the entire thing. No, we're going to loot. We're going to explore the entire thing, find what we need, hold the ceremony for the dragon.
yeah,
Who will then immediately forfeit on the contract because he can't physically hold it all and get dragged down to hell immediately.
It's not that he will get dragged down to hell if he can't lift it.
Oh, okay.
It's if he broke the other parts of it, like helping us fight.
Oh, right. Okay.
so
like-
he has domain of everything that he can lift.
Yeah,
Everything else he would like to be his, but actually there's shit all we can do about it.
you are most correct.
That was amazing. That was a brilliant session to come back on. So
Yeah, cool. That was extremely fun, Mike.
Mhm.
excellent.
Yeah. There's no kill like overkill, is what I will say to that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm now questioning whether the warnings about the Jabberwocky are actually deserved at this stage. So,
Well, the thing is, I can only summon those Vikings once a week now. So I've got to wait seven long rests, and that's actually quite a long time in game.
Mhm.
Um,
Not to mention that we had a plan, and we ambushed her in her sleep.
yeah,
We killed an old lady in her sleep.
yeah.
yep.
And on that note, I think I'm going to stop the
That was
recording.
so good, Rich. So good, because she would have just plain shifted out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hilarious.